Hi, today I have a poetry review of Jabberwock by Lewis Carroll. Feels like a long time since I've done a poetry review, so I will do two readings of this particular poem. I'll do three things I like about the poem, three things I dislike. I would do a brief analysis of the poem, best line, a rating of the poem, and a poetry recommendation. So this is Jabberwock by Lewis Carroll. 'Twas brilling, and the slithy toves did gear and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jub bird, and shun the frumious Bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand. Long time the Manaxome foe he sought. So rested he by the Tum tree, and stood awhile in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock, with eyes aflame, came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went gallumping back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O fabulous day, Callooh Callay, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brilling, and the slithy toves did gear and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Okay, so second reading. 'Twas brilling, and the slithy toves did gear and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jub bird, and shun the frumious Bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand. Long time the Manaxome foe he sought. So rested he by the Tum tree, and stood awhile in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O fabulous day, Callooh Callay, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brilling, and the slithy toves did gear and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome raths outgrabe. So that was Jabberwock by Lewis Carroll, described on Wikipedia as a nonsense poem, a poem with a lot of made-up words, but telling a story of a slaying of some sort of mythical beast, a bit along the lines of George and the Dragon, I think, that sort of sense. Three things I like about the poem. I do like the flow, that 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He's got the whole poem really has a good flow to it. I love the inventiveness of it. All these wonderful words. Borogo, Tum, Jub. I love that. I suppose the third thing would be, excuse me, scratch, itchy. The third thing would be maybe the Jabberwock itself. We don't really know what it looks like, but there are some really amazing images of a dragon type beast if you do a Ecosia search. Ecosia is a sort of more ethical version of a Google search. You'll get some really amazing images of the thing. It's got a very long neck. And it's got these fang-type teeth. It's pretty fearsome creature. 3 things I don't like about the poem. It can sort of trip you up, some of those words, especially monaxome. If you heard from my reading there, that sort of tripped me up a little bit. Maybe it's who is the where is it? Yeah, who's the father? Beware the Jabberwock, my son. I wonder who the father is and why he can't slay the Jabberwock. Maybe third thing I dislike might be the repetition of the first line. 'Twas brilling in the slithy toves, did gear and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome rafts out grabe. And the thing is, if you don't like that, it's repeated at the end as well, so you have to read it again. So, best line? For me, I would say, "O frabjous day, Calais." I quite like the sound of that, although that's another one that trips me up a little bit. Frabjous day, frabjous. Now, for some reason, I'm tempted to say frabulous day. I'm not sure where I get that from. I don't know if it's some sort of animated thing. I feel like it's from a Disney movie, but I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I think that would be my favorite line. How to rate this poem? 80 out of 100, I would say. I enjoy the inventiveness of it. I love the flow of it and all those made-up words. I think there's a great sense of fun with the poem, even though it's like about slaying a beast, which is not exactly a fun thing. Poetry recommendation, I would go with Ning Nang Nong by Spike Milligan. And I think that's it. I may or may not do some more poetry reviews, and if I do, I'll make them a bit more once a month maybe type thing. So that was the Jabberwock by Lewis Carroll, and I read this from Classic Favorite Poems, edited by Charles Osborne. This is a library book from Dundee Libraries. So hopefully you had fun with that. Thanks for watching. Bye.